That's a good win. That's a real good win. They're playing with a lot of confidence. I said it when we beat them down there. We got lucky early in the game against them. They just missed some shots, and we were able to create separation. But then from that point forward, it was a back and forth game the rest of the way, and we could never get that separation today. Tom, they play basically five guards. Because Rayshawn Hammonds was their starting small forward for 2 years. Now he's their starting center. And they create a lot of stress on our team. That's why not having Jalen last week was such a big hit for our basketball team, because he gives you a certain toughness and aggression at the rim, but he also gives you the ability to defend on the perimeter if need be. But really happy with our guys. For us to we played really hard on defense, but made some really bad mistakes defensively. And then give them credit. They made shots, and obviously Anthony Edwards wasn't having it today. And I think all our fans got to see just why he's going to be the first pick of the draft.
Frank, you've seen Mike make a lot of plays over 4 years. Just have you ever seen a bigger one, more clutch one than taking that charge with less than 2 seconds to go?
Yeah, I think after my halftime conversation with him, I don't think he's asking me out for dinner anytime soon. And he responded. He came out, had a monster second half, and that's why when you go through the battles with players, you can't be scared to coach them, and because when you go through it, they know what it's about. They know what time of year it is, and he responded and took ownership and didn't run away from it. And but he turns it over on the baseline out, and he even asked me, "Do we have a timeout?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Good, perfect." He can't turn that ball over. Now he didn't get much help from the guys on the court. They just kind of stood around, which that's on me. Obviously, we've got to spend a lot more time in that situation because we didn't get open. But the only thing you don't do there is turn the ball over. I don't care what you do in that play. Don't turn it over. You're up 3 with the ball. They foul. But it is what it is. Then we made a bad, Jair and TJ Moss made a bad defensive mistake. And then Mike bailed both of them out and redeemed himself with that charge play. That's why I tell, I'm not, I think you guys have figured me out. I'm not a very good, I promote our team. I don't promote individuals. But anyone wants to argue with me that he's the best defender in the league, I'd be willing to sit down and have that debate any day of the week.
A few things for you on Anthony Edwards. One, what was kind of the game plan and what made him so difficult for you guys to guard tonight? And it appeared that you were upset about a drive call that he may have hooked, and then the next possession got the offensive foul call against him. What did you see on those 2 possessions specifically?
He's a hard guard, and he wasn't settling for jump shots today. Like, he took them when he was open, but when he wasn't open, he was coming at us and getting downhill. And he's athletic, he's strong. With those kind of plays, all you can do is battle, and at the end, everything evens out. I don't know how best to describe that. And it's when they're playing 5 guards and he's playing downhill the way he was playing today, it's number one, it stresses the guy defending him because he's a load, and number 2, then it stresses your help defense, because if your help is undisciplined, which it was a couple plays before the end, like with about 50 seconds to go in regulation, we call it trap the box when they drive from up there, and the backside guard didn't sink, and we fouled. And so your defense, it stresses your defense. But losing Jermaine early in the game, the 2 quick fouls, was not good for us. Jermaine is, of all our guards, he's the only one that has the mindset to even put up a fight with Edwards. The other guys try, but they're not there yet to be able to do that. And then Keyshawn. I thought Keyshawn made a bad mistake on corner coverage, and he fouled him one time. But by the way, that's where all our breakdowns defensively were today, were corner coverages. And bad mistakes. I thought we played well defensively. I didn't think we played bad defensively. But we made mistakes, and give them credit. They made us pay every single time we made a mistake. They could have missed, but they didn't. He's a load, man. He's a real good player, and I don't need no NBA scout or website to tell me that he's really good. I kind of can figure that one out on my own. I got no idea. It's two guys going at it. I mean, Jermaine has to learn how to be more disciplined defensively, because he tends to stand up too much. He's got that high school defense who just kind of stands up, and then people come at him, and then he fouls. Jermaine was a lot better in practice. He and our team hadn't been very good defensively. He was a lot better in practice, and I thought he put up a heck of a fight. Those are two hard plays. You know, there was also the play at the rim where Keyshawn goes vertical, where Jermaine wouldn't let him, and he makes a heck of a cut. You know, most guys would have, like, as soon as we denied him, would have just stood there, and he just back cuts at Keyshawn. That's late in regulation, and Keyshawn, goes vertical. That's a bang bang play. Those are hard plays to call, man. That's a real good player. I'm glad I'm not the official that has to make that call.
You mentioned at the beginning of the week that Alonzo's game kind of goes with his aggression. Did you feel like that aggression was there today, and what else did you kind of see from him?
Yeah, his teammates are the ones on him right now. His teammates are all over him right now because he's got to help us, and he's got the ability to help us. And today's not an easy game for him. It was. I'm not going to say it was easy offensively, but they play five guards, so he's got to punish guys and score at the rim and create fouls. He did. But defensively, it's a hard game for him because he's never defending around the basket. It's always on the perimeter and then having to rotate. And, that's what LSU did to us. And him and Wildens weren't very good at it that game. We were a lot better today. But Alonzo, I said this from early in the year. He might be our most talented inside player offensively. He's got really good hands, good footwork, has a feel. When he makes his free throws, he can score points. We need him to play with more, that's on him. But now he's not. I barely said anything to him the last 2 days in practice. It's been his teammates have been all over him to give more.
Talked Monday about having a lot of opportunities ahead of you with these 4 games. What do you feel like a win tonight does for that bubble resume, and how do you feel like that might spark this team heading into these last 3?
I got no idea, Colin. We got 3 games left, man. Listen, I don't know what the bubble is. I really got no idea who's on the bubble, who's close to the bubble, who's around the bubble, who's being drowned by the bubble. I got no idea. The bubble gets deflated, inflated, if it's got helium or it's got my bad breath in it. I got no idea, okay? What I can tell you is this. Whoever this bubble, the teams that whoever they put on this bubble, I'm willing to bet every one of them has a bad loss, okay? So then that nixes our bad loss, okay? I'm willing to bet that we've got more quality wins than 99% of the teams on the whatever bubble. So we just got to keep winning. We can't worry about quality wins. We've got quality wins. We're in the SEC. There's 3 more quality wins in front of us. This gives us win number 17. You know what this guarantees? Yeah. You tell me when was the last time this school had 5 consecutive non-losing seasons. This guarantees at least 500 in league play. I mean, it guarantees a lot of stuff, but we don't practice for that. We practice to win the next game on the schedule. And, now we got to go to Alabama. We got to play better than we played today. But we got to play with that same desire, the same fervor. And, so this will be my guess. If we can figure out a way to kick a field goal, Phil, and beat Alabama by 1, then everyone's going to say, oh, they're in. If that's what happens, let's stop the season. I'll take it. I'm in.
how good of a sign is it to see Keyshawn making plays at the rim when he doesn't have the ball? I think he had 4 offensive rebounds tonight.
Offensive rebound putback, offensive rebound for the three-point play, offensive rebound dunk. Those are plays that no one's ever forced him to do that. He's always been like the athlete that plays on the top of the press, and when there's a steal, he dunks a ball. But as far as playing basketball, he's never understood how to play basketball. He's just an athlete. He's worked really hard from last year to this year. And like I've told you guys, his preseason, I'm watching him in practice. Holy cow, he's taken a huge step forward. Well, then he goes 5 weeks without practicing. Then when he starts playing, concussion, that's another 8 days. Then when he comes back, hurts the other knee. So now he's not comfortable. Even though he tried to play through it, he wasn't comfortable. Then he rolls an ankle that he didn't miss time on, but he did roll an ankle. He's a great, great kid, and he's willing to grow. And like he took a shot, the pull-up jump shot on the baseline, that's a real good play. It's just not the time to make that play. When that was in overtime, we're up 2. It's not the time to go do that, But like when you're in the flow of the game, he'd never do that before. It was a dunk or a turnover anytime he dribbled. That's a big-time offensive move. It just wasn't the time for that play. But he did he have double-double? I haven't even looked. Yeah, that's back-to-back games, if I'm not mistaken. And my biggest challenge with him is rebound the ball, man. Rebound. You're too athletic. Your hands are good. You got instincts. Go rebound it. Give him credit.
Lawson had been struggling with his shooting all game, and you guys were down 3. Coming out of the timeout, you dialed up a play for him to take the three-pointer from the corner, which he made. Why would you go to him, considering his struggles in the game? And what was your confidence level of that play once you sent him back out?
Yeah, I had no doubt in the play. I had zero doubt on the play, and he likes that left corner 3, so we tried to set that up for him. Give Mike credit. He set a great screen, and Jermaine makes a great pass. He's at the end of the day, when it comes to shooting threes, him and Jair, those are the 2 guys we got to get shots. I deserve to get called into the office and dismissed immediately if I start doubting in a player halfway through a game that's played for us for 2 years. If I ever coached that way, Phil, I'm not trying to attack your question. It's a heck of a question because that was a big play. He's got to know that I believe in him, especially when the ball ain't going in the basket for him. And that was actually a big, big play. And then we ran it again the next time, and then they were sitting on it, and we hit Mike on the slip. And so I'm proud because 2 months ago, that's something we put in practice yesterday because of their switching. 2 months ago, we had zero chance to execute a play. Now we made a bad mistake in that last defensive possession where Mike takes a charge, like a really bad mistake. I'm still floored by it. But that was real good execution, and it's my job to believe in those kids. I might coach them hard and challenge them and yell a little bit too much for the liking of some people, but at the end of the day, I instill confidence in people. That's what I believe in.
I guess, how do you grade out the execution across the final 5 minutes, and what does it say to you that you guys only end up with 3 turnovers after halftime?
Practice-wise, we were really good the last 2 days, and I thought our attention to detail defensively and offensively was really good. I thought we were sharp with how we play. I thought we played well today. When I don't think we play well, I come in here and I tell you guys. Now, we made some bad mistakes, and like I said, they made us pay every time. That's part of the deal, though. But you scored 94 points on offense, and we missed how many free throws? 15? 14? It's crazy. It's crazy. And but I thought execution-wise, there was one time we came out of a timeout, and Mike didn't run what I asked because he said they went to a zone. I said, Mike, they're in a matchup zone. That's why I asked to run. What we used to say, when the head ball coach, he dialed up a play. I dialed up a play. I like that. But he came out of the timeout and he read zone and kind of broke the play off, and I'm like, but outside of that, I thought we were pretty sharp with executing and guys being in the right place and making the right passes. They're not easy to play against on offense because all they're switching. I thought our tempo, we were aggressive, but never too fast.
Frank, obviously the inside guys were having their way with Georgia, kind of working that size advantage. Later in the game, it seemed like the guards were really starting to take a few more chances and maybe not hitting as consistently. Were you happy with the shot selection that those guys were taking after the bigs that had so much success?
Yeah, well, what happened is whoever was guarding Keyshawn just sat in the paint. So then they were putting two in the paint to defend any of our bigs that were in there. So we had to be a little more patient, keep posting and keep trying to run stuff, but be a little more patient to not settle for aggressive plays early in the clock against set defense. So we had to move them a little bit more. So I also ran different actions. And then once Alonzo got deep in foul trouble, I went to just high ball screens with Kotsar and Jermaine. And give Jermaine credit. He made some great reads and some great decisions. Made his free throws outside of that one he missed there late. He made his free throws. I managed the game differently whenever Alonzo was out of the game than I did when he was in the game. Thank you.